Yes.
Versus Iron Works.
I'm afraid what we cannot do right now is for the theme, we cannot bring you this match in black and white. Because that would make it perfect.
More in
colorless.
like sepia.
Yeah,
you know,
sepia
brown.
toned. Yeah, I like that. But we won't be doing that. We'll keep it in color.
All right.
This is the 21st century after all. We have color TV.
We bring you Bright Dutch Open Series Orange.
Yes.
I believe we saw Myrddin on a mulligan to 6, scrying to the bottom.
Yeah.
And
well, that means he's kept now.
On the play, yeah. Starting with the Dark's Nice and Foil Darksteel Citadel. And going for the Mox Opal and the Springleaf Drum.
Let's see if there's a follow-up spell here, because this doesn't do anything.
No, this doesn't really do anything.
Alex already has the namesake of his deck in his hand. The Ironworks is there.
Okay.
Ooh, Dark Citadel. Well, this looks like it's a mirror match. Oh, wait.
Oh, well, no. Terrarion. And we've got a reader.
Yes. Terrarion is a 1-mana artifact. It enters the battlefield tapped. You can... See, I'm blanking on what it does right now. It's been a while. I think for 2 mana and tap, you can sacrifice to make 2 mana.
Yeah, I believe we can show it up on screen for you in just a moment. And this is a reprint from Eldritch Moon. So I've played with this one in draft as well recently. And there you can see it. 2 mana sacrifice to add 2 mana in any combination of colors. And you can draw cards. So it's the colorless Manamorphose.
I would call it a bigger version of Chromatic Star, but it enters play tapped.
Yeah, so you have to wait a turn to use it. Into a Stirring. Well,
from his Mox Opal. From his Mox Opal. Yep. So these boards are very, very similar right now. Yeah. But Alex is way close to getting into his combo than Myrddin is to his.
Yeah.
I think Alex is going to choose to get a copy of Inventor's Fair. Yes, he picks the Inventor's Fair. Another Kaladesh rare.
Yeah.
As long as you have Metalcraft, even though it doesn't say Metalcraft, but as long as you have 3 artifacts, you get a life every upkeep. Yeah. And you can cash in the Inventor's Fair to search for an artifact.
Yeah. So there we have the Inkmoth Nexus.
So that's a threat. Cranial Plating. That's going to be a quick one like this.
And that bad boy onto a poison threat might be over really fast.
Yeah. Although Myrddin cannot play his second copy of Cranial Plating this turn. If he could have probably finish the game next turn.
Oh, yeah.
In the meantime, Alex is not going to go down... he's not going to go gentle into that Sweet Night, or whatever the saying is.
Not going down without a fight.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Alex. See a star in hand. A few lands.
I think Myrddin thought that his Cranial Plating was a hoisted hireling from Unstable. But he was holding it to give it flying.
I must admit, I haven't drafted Unstable.
I have drafted a ton of that set, so I will be making reference to it all day long.
So you've got iPhone lock screens just for every deck now.
Yes, I do actually.
So we see a Darksteel Citadel casting a Chromatic Star.
Yes.
And do they also play the Sphere? Because this one has a graveyard trigger for Dark God, but the Sphere only has the mana ability built into.
He is playing the Sphere. Okay. Because it's a free card, so if you get it back, you can just spend 1 mana to make a different color mana.
Neutral mana.
Yeah, you probably don't want to sacrifice to Crackling Ironworks, but you want to sacrifice to itself instead. You don't lose any mana on it.
No. Fair enough. As we see Myrddin playing a really shiny mountain.
Yes. But it's not an iPhone lock screen mountain.
No, that it is not. So there we see animating the Inkmoth, probably equipping something to it.
I would go with equipping Cranial Plating on it. But that's just me. I would go for that. That seems like a play. So that's already a 6-power infect creature. That's a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, and he's deciding on his sequencing here. Because he does have that second Cranial Plating in hand.
So either way, he could play the Cranial Plating, the second one now, and equip both next turn.
Either way, 2-turn clock.
Either way, it's 2-turn clock. There's you can't change that.
So there we go.
So let's see if we can bring up our infect count.
4, 5
artifacts, and Inkmoth Nexus is a 1-power creature, so that's 6.
So that's 6 poison to Alex.
And here's the second copy of Cranial Plating. Myrddin has said, okay, I have no cards in my hand. I'm going to kill you next turn. Find a way to deal with this.
Yep.
Now, let's see if Alex can.
how fast can Alex win from a position like this? I mean, there's the ironworks.
He can probably win this turn.
Yeah, this turn already?
This turn. I've seen Alex pull some crazy feats with this deck.
Alright.
Okay, he's going to cash in Chromatic Star to draw a card and make 2 colorless mana.
Okay. So, well, let's have a look at the Ironworks on screen for you, because this is a spicy one. I mean, it's a namesake of the deck, but it's a 4-mana artifact, Krark Clan Ironworks, and you can sacrifice an artifact to add 2 colorless to your mana pool. And I believe he's still missing that Scrap Trawler, but there's also another one.
Such a great card.
Oh wow, what's this?
Well, this is not the card I was talking about, but this is Equal Wellspring. It costs 2 mana. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and when it leaves the battlefield, you draw a card. So that's a free draw 2, basically, because you pay 2 mana, you make 2 mana, and you're gonna draw 2 cards. But what Alex drew was Pyrite Spellbomb.
Okay.
It's an artifact.
Oh yeah, that's a red version of.
It can deal 2 damage to a creature, so you can kill Inkmoth Nexus if you can find a way to make red mana in your opponent's turn.
But here we have Scrap Trawler.
That's Scrap Trawler. I think this is the final turn of the game.
Wow, this might be over really fast.
Yeah.
So the Scrap Trawler will.
Yeah. So we're probably going
sacrifice for 2 mana.
I think we're probably going to see Alex sacrifice Mox Opal to make some colorless mana. Yeah. No, he's going to sacrifice Scrap Trawler immediately. He wants his Wellspring back. Interesting. He's going to keep going with this. This is interesting.
Okay.
Sacrificing Mox Opal to make 2 more mana. Cast a new Mox Opal. So now he has red.
Aha.
Now he can play this Pirate Spellbomb just to make sure he can't be killed by the...
A second Ironworks?
Yeah.
That really doesn't do much.
It's an artifact on the battlefield for next turn, because next turn he wants to go off.
Okay, and here we have the Spellbomb.
Yeah, so now he can get rid of the Inkmoth Nexus.
Yeah.
So the Myrddin wants to draw an Arcbound Ravager here to prevent this.
Something to protect that. So let's see what he drew. He's taking a look at the Pyrite Spellbomb. Checking. Oh, yep. That's going to kill my threat if I tend to activate it.
Doesn't have to double check if Alex has Metalcraft. We know Alex has Metalcraft.
Yes, he does. So, yeah, Myrddin really needs to find. Well, yeah.
He needed Arcbound Ravager this turn.
Arcbound Ravager is there. Yeah, or just a sequence of threats, but I don't think he's going to have very much more turns in the rest of this game. Thinking about the way he can still get back into this game. Decides to go. Oh no. Yeah, decides to go for the activation.
He also doesn't actually have the mana to both equip and play Arcbound Ravager, even if he did have it.
No. There we see Spellbomb, your Inkmoth Nexus, and just the passing of the turn by Myrddin. He didn't draw anything relevant.
Now Blinkmoth Nexus is another threat, but it's going to take a bit longer.
And he's missing another mana source right now, so activating and equipping and keeping up with Alex.
He can activate and equip both.
Yeah, but still.
But Alex is looking to finish the game this turn.
Oh yeah.
And I think he will. He's going to, because he can just sacrifice his Dark Citadels to his Ironworks to make a lot of mana.
Yeah.
He can use his Inventor's Fair because it has to find another copy of Scrap Trawler.
Yeah.
One of the things he used to run, he's not running it anymore, was a copy of Hagerback Walker.
Oh.
You cast it for a lot, sacrifice it, sacrifice all the tokens as well to just make your mana for Emrakul. It's very sweet, but it was a bit too Yankee, so I think he cut it for that reason. So now we're gonna see. I think we're going to see him go off right now.
Well, he is searching for a scrap trawler,
which makes sense to me.
Yep,
it's the best card in your deck, oddly enough.
And he can still play a land.
Yeah, probably going to play another copy of Darksteel Citadel.
Yeah, so another copy of Darksteel Citadel in his hand. So.
This is the. If you're familiar with Storm players, when they bring out their land counters for their mana, they're going off. This is what Alex is doing with this deck as well.
Yeah. Make 1 green, but I really want to go over there and lay them in Wooburg order. That really gets under my nails. I mean, I can't really.
Yeah, you want to have them in the order that they're supposed to be on the back of the card, you know.
Yes, I'm really quite neurotic like that.
That's fine.
Oh yeah.
Second copy of Strikefather. Okay, so now we're gonna go off.
Sacrifice my second copy of Ironworks to get a second copy of Scrap Trawler.
Yeah.
Sacrifice it for 2 mana, getting back something of 2 or less.
Yeah, the Wellspring. And this is where he's starting to go off, because Wellspring enters the battlefield, you draw a card, you can sacrifice it, you get 2 colorless mana, you draw a card. Also, both Scrap Trawlers trigger here, so you get 2 cards back. Yeah. This is just gonna go very wrong very fast for Myrddin, because now he's bringing back Mox Opal,
cast it, sacrifice
draw a card from the Chromatic Star,
cast that one, make a colored mana.
He still has a red in his mana pool and a green and 5 colorless.
Yep.
So he's already halfway there.
Here's 1, and there's 1 more to make another colored mana.
Yeah.
Is he going for an achievement that when he has 1 mana of every color in his mana pool, he wins the game?
Well, there's not a lot of achievements in Magic, but I think he is going for it. Now he has a blue as well. He's not playing Bring to Light, but he can cast it for a very decent amount.
So here we go with 5 colorless in the pool. Go for that Wellspring, draw a card.
Draws a copy of Mindstone.
Yeah.
7 mana to play with. I wonder what he can do with this.
Sacrifice it for 2 mana and another card and another converted to mana cost 1 from the Scrap Trawler.
I love seeing this deck in action.
And here we go.
Use 2 mana to play a Terrarion, is it called?
Terrarion and a star.
Yeah.
Sack the Terrarion for 2 mana. Draw a card.
Get Mox Opal.
Get Mox Opal.
It's gonna make a white. No, dude, make a white.
Okay.
I'm disappointed.
Such a shame. Play a star. Crack a star.
So that's already. That's already 13 mana. He's already there. If he finds Emrakul, he wins the game right now.
Yeah.
She's not there yet.
Nope. No Emrakul just yet.
But he does find the second copy of Mox Opal, and now we can see some insane things.
Oh, he goes for the Aventus Fair.
Yeah.
Can he still play a land this
Yeah,
time?
he hasn't played a land yet.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Find something else.
Find something.
Did you say Scrap Trawler? Oh, Mirror Retriever.
Okay, well so this is going infinite, right?
Pretty soon.
With the Retriever, you can.
I think he might be able to just kill his opponent with the spell bomb at this point. Mox Opal goes away. Mirror Retriever enters the battlefield. He's gonna probably sacrifice that to find something better. Yep. Get an artifact back from the Scrap Trawler. Get an artifact back from the Mirror Retriever.
Yeah.
What will you be retrieving? Ah, the Scrap Trawler.
Scrap Trawler, yeah, of course.
Plays it, and let's do this.
So this is the reason why X was banned, right?
Oh, X was banned because it took too long.
Oh yeah, and this is going really fast. Yeah.
He's just trying to find his Emrakul. The moment he finds it, it's over. He's gonna show him that he can do the cycle. He can draw his entire deck right now.
Yeah.
Because he's going to keep He's going to keep doing this. He's showing his opponent. He's demonstrating the loop of Mirror Retriever, Ironworks, Crab Trawler, and Chromatic Star. He can draw every card in his deck. There she is. There's Emrakul.
Making infinite mana.
He's gonna draw more. I don't care. I'm gonna draw more.
Why are you drawing some more cards? Does he have something like it?
Well, it's more fun to draw more cards. Can you blame him?
No.
What is the best thing in Magic? Drawing cards.
Winning.
Lots of them. Well, he's winning.
And he's going to demonstrate the loop with the Pyrite Spellbomb right now.
Oh, he's not going to show his Emrakul. I like that.
Yeah, he was going for the second Mirror Retriever to show the loop with the Pyrite Spellbomb.
Yeah.
So that's the reason he didn't really want to show the Emrakul.
That's fine. Now Myrddin doesn't know about it.
Yeah, don't show win conditions you don't have. Although I don't believe Affinity has much for an Emrakul.
Yeah. So Myrddin is bringing in at least 2 copies of Rest in Peace.
Oh yeah. So Myrddin.
Let's have a look at the sideboards.
On Affinity, he has 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Thoughtseizes, 3 Blood Moons, 2 Edge Champions, 2 Rest in Peace, 1 Whip Flare, 2 Ghirapur, Aether Grid, and a Dispatch. So like you said, those Rest in Pieces are in there.
Yeah, and I kind of like the Ancient Grudges. A well-timed Ancient Grudge can buy you a turn.
Yeah.
And that's your Affinity. A turn is probably enough.
And as you saw, Alex really had a lot of combo pieces in play and passed a turn back for a turn.
Yeah.
So
if you have an Ancient Grudge there.
Yeah, that would be perfectly fine. Anything else? Thoughtseize, Blood Moon, I don't assume.
He might bring in Blood Moon to turn off the Inventor's Fair.
Would you?
It's another way to slow your opponent down, and that's what you want to do. He might. I'm not saying he will.
But that really slows yourself down as well.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, as an Affinity player, you really have a... it's really...
He's bringing in... we can see what he brought in. He brought in his Thoughtseizes, his Ancient Grudges, his Rest in Pieces.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds reasonable. I mean, as an Affinity player, you tend to over-sideboard too much too quickly.
That's true.
So bringing in and Rest in Peace and Ancient Grudge and then three mana Blood Moons, which also slow yourself down, I'm not really a fan.
Let's look at Alex.
So Alex, he has Nature's Claim, 3 Abrupt Decays, a Golgari Charm, 2 Battle at the Bridge. I really like those.
I don't even know what that does.
I do. I play draft with it. 2 Ghirapur, Aether Grid, 1 Graphic Case, 3 Defense Grid, 1 Ensnaring Bridge, and 1 Whip Flap. So that Battle at the Bridge, it's an Inspire. Is it called Inspire? Invoke. Inspire. You tap artifacts to like Whir of Invention. What's it called? Convoke.
No, that's for creatures.
That's for creatures. Okay.
What does it do?
It does black X. Target creature gets -X/-X.
Oh, you gain X life.
And you gain X life.
Well, I like that.
So
Alex has a very strong sideboard. He can easily overboard here because Nature's Claim, Abrupt Decay, Golgari Charm, Battle Bridge, Aether Grid are all good. Maybe even Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah, Aether Grids are usually for an Affinity Mirror also. So.
I like Aether Grid. That's the first card I'm going for if I'm Alex. Because he has so many artifacts, you can just start machine gunning Myrddin's creatures.
I don't think he's bringing in the Whip Flare.
That's not very good in this matchup, is it?
No, don't believe so. So we might see some artifact removal, some just Abrupt Decay removal, and definitely the Ghirapur Aether Grid.
He has a ton of artifact removal to bring in. Because he just has a lot of it.
So
I hope for him he's bringing in the Abrupt Decays because Rest in Peace could spell death for him.
Yeah. Well, you know Alex to be an Ironworks player.
He's played his deck non-stop for the last. Let's see, Grand Prix Copenhagen was at the end of May. He played a deck there. So that's half a year ago, and he played it. He was testing it way before that.
Okay, so he knows this matchup, and he knows that Affinity tends to bring in the Rest in Peace against him. As I saw Myrddin now taking a mulligan. Oh, his opening hand had 2 copies of Rest in Peace in it.
Oh, so probably no mana to put him into the battlefield.
No, probably not. So he's taking a mulligan, and Alex looks to keep, I assume.
Oh, Alex keeping on the draw against Myrddin, mulliganing on the play. I like Alex's position.
Yep.
This is where I want to be when I'm up a game.
In the meantime, on our backup feature match, we have Matthijs versus Lawrence, who we had on our backup feature match last round as well. Lawrence, again, of course, on Black-White Eldrazi Texas, and Matthijs on Grixis Death Shadow.
Oh,
and
so that's the same deck he played last round.
Yeah.
Lawrence played against that last one
is.
as well.
But now he's down a game.
Ooh.
So Matthijs is up a game with his Grixis Death Shadow, as Myrddin opens the game with Darksteel Citadel into Signal, Pest, and Memnite.
I think this is a substantially better start than he had last game.
Oh yes.
And Alex has the Aether Grid in his hand, so...
Okay. Just no red mana yet, but there is a sphere already in play.
I think that makes red mana.
And that could make red mana, if he so pleases.
In for 2. Alex takes it.
Oh, and there we have a plating, so this could...
And Myrddin does have a copy of Arcbound Ravager in his hand this time.
Okay.
And I think it's a Master Return, but I'm not quite sure.
We can see if he... Yeah, he does play those.
Yeah, but I'm not sure he has it in his hand. But he's also playing a card called Hope of Girapur. What is that?
That is a 1 mana. I know that one. I played draft with it. I never played draft, but it was in a set I used it. Hope of Girapur is the artifact version of what's it called? Popular Legacy sideboard card, Accented Swarm. It's the 1 mana 1/1 flyer that if you attack with it, your opponent can't cast spells during the rest of the turn.
Interesting.
Or you might have to sacrifice it in order to do that.
Okay, well at the very least he's not bringing that in, right? Because you can do it during your own turn?
Yes.
Okay.
It has the same Accented Swarm attack clause.
See, I didn't remember the card, but I did recognize it. It's Battle at the Bridge.
Oh yeah.
No Signal Pest for you, and I'm gonna gain those 2 life back.
So here we go, back up to 21.
I might not.
Oh no, he has to tap. Oh no, he has a Mox Opal for black mana. So.
Yeah. Back to 20.
You have 2 1/1s.
And it is Master of Return in Myrddin's hand.
Oh, okay. Not the mana to cast it just yet, so it goes for the second copy of Memnite and swinging in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This could work out quite well for Alex, because now he has a turn to bring on the Aether Grid onto the battlefield.
Yep.
If he, I hope he has a land.
If he can drop a land and play the Aether Grid, then this is pretty much over.
But I don't think he has one.
I see the Wellspring. I see, that's
I see like
another sphere?
And 2 copies of Mirror Retriever.
Okay.
Abrupt Decay.
Abrupt Decay.
That's fine.
That's also good for a cranial plating.
But he can't cast it right now. Well, he can cast it right now, actually, I mean. Because he does have 1 mana in his mana pool from the sphere. So he can, but I'm not sure which color he chose.
So let's see if he makes second colored mana.
Nope, just gonna go for Mirror Retriever.
Oh yeah, that just trades with the
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Blocking is also an option.
Yeah.
And you can get back a sphere in the process. There's an Arcbound Ravager,
a Master Return, and an unknown card. At least unknown to me.
As we see Myrddin taking a quick read at the Retriever.
Yeah. He's like, what? Are you trying to do creature battle now? That's not what we accepted. We didn't agree on that.
To block.
I'm the creature deck here.
So as Myrddin is taking a read, we can also have a look at the Mirror Retriever, 2 mana, 1/1 artifact creature. And when it dies, you return another target artifact from your graveyard to your hand.
I love this card. I mean, really do.
And it's kind of a flavor fill that the Mirror Retriever is unknown to an affinity player called Myrddin, but
that is true. Yeah. That is true. We're gonna have to take off some points for this for him. Yeah.
Some stuff. You do not win the Players Championship style trophy.
No. I mean, he still has a chance. There is still the swimsuit competition.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, you know, you never know.
I hope he might his best speedo.
Or a nice bikini. We never know with Myrddin.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's reading. Myrddin is reading the mirror.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want you to block. This wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah, and it looks like that he doesn't have that 3rd mana source. Oh, is that the hope? Is that the Hope of Girapur that he brought in?
Well, I wouldn't recognize the card on site. It's in his main. It's not in the side, so he probably didn't take it out. Since it's a card I don't recognize, I'm gonna assume it's Hope of Kirapur.
Yeah.
Let's bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, he just played it. So
let's bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, I'll check if we can see if Hope of Kirapur can be up on the screen. And there you have the legendary artifact creature Thopter, and it has flying, and you can sacrifice it, and until your next turn.
Ooh, that's actually very good.
Combat damage by until your next turn.
Yeah, so he can lock Alex out of spells for a turn.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he can.
Yeah.
I think
target player who was dealt combat damage by Hope of Kirapur.
Oh, by Hope. Okay, so
yeah, it really needs to attack before he can activate it.
I think Mirror Retriever is about to retrieve something, because that's gonna block.
Yeah, is it? No, it's not. Alex is trying to go for the combo play.
That works.
Yeah, leave it on the battlefield. No reason to throw it under the Memnite, or at least have it trade with the Memnite just yet. And that's a really nice position for Myrddin, because if he draws that mana source next turn and he can play the Master of Ethereum, he still decided to block.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw him reaching for his pen, assumed we were going to damage, but here we see the block on the cranial plated Memnite, equipping the cranial plating to the Hope of Kirapur, which is actually, I believe, a vehicle, so it doesn't really have a cranium to plate, but well,
it's a Thopter.
Take it from
Thopters might have some intelligence somewhere in their Thopter bodies.
So there's a lot of reading of cards going on.
Yep, if that hits you, you're not casting spells next turn, Alex. So I think you need to do something about this. Hey, he drew a land. How? Still 1 mana short of doing something with the Aether Grid, but
yeah,
we're getting very close.
There we have a second copy of Sphere.
And he's going to keep open his Abrupt Decay.
Sounds fine. You really want that Hope of Kirapur off the table as soon as it starts attacking.
Ooh, that's... Yeah, I got the card name right. No, Spire of Industry.
Spire of Industry, yeah.
I thought it was called Rupture Spire. So close.
City of Brass for Artifact.
Yeah. I wonder if Myrddin's gonna play the champion now or just go for the Ravager.
Yeah,
Ravager would be the better play if he knew Alex's hand.
Yeah, and
but he doesn't.
No. Well, what do you want to do with the Arcbound Ravager this turn that the Master of Ethereum doesn't achieve?
Nothing. You want to play out Master Term from his point of Myrddin's point of view.
Because there's always the non-bow of Cranial Plating and Arcbound Ravager at the same time in play. I mean, they both do practically the same job, but as soon as you start activating one, the other one just...
Yeah. He might just want to keep open double black, so he can re-equip at instant speed.
Yeah, first go to attacks, don't do anything pre-combat, so if you catch an Aether Grid, an Abrupt Decay, or any form of removal spell.
Although that is actually the best case scenario for Alex. If Myrddin doesn't put another threat on the battlefield this turn,
yeah.
That's really what he wants to see.
Yeah, because then he can Abrupt Decay now, re-equip.
He can take some damage from the Memnite, Aether Grid, and start firing off.
Yeah. So force Myrddin to re-equip. He goes for the Arcbound Ravager.
Yeah.
There we go. 1 counter, please.
I'd probably get rid of the Hope of Kirapur while this is on the stack.
Before it was, that's probably why you see the dice next to the Arcbound Ravager hasn't resolved yet. Alex might have something to say about this.
Me saying, no, I don't want this.
Pay a life for either black or green, and Abrupt Decay.
Abrupt Decay enters the battlefield.
I flash in my Abrupt Decay before blocks. Yeah, the plating.
The plating, okay. He's okay with not casting spells next turn.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very likely that Myrddin will immediately sacrifice the Hope.
Yeah, you think so? Because he can still do it in response to the first serious combo piece Alex is going to play.
Is that how that card works?
It says until your next turn, target player who has dealt combat damage. Oh yeah, but no, he has to do it
this turn.
Of course, he has to do it in his own turn.
And I only just learned of the card's existence.
Yes, you are a true god, dear sir.
I have been blessed with the ability to read.
I'm just blaming this on it being early.
It is very early. I mean, these players started at 9:15.
Yeah,
we've been here well before that.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready to make sure everything was perfect for these players.
Yes. And then we have an attack
for 2.
For 2, putting Alex down to 10, and then sacrificing the hope of Girper.
Hopefully to itself and not to the Ravager.
Yep. In the hope that Alex will not commit anything serious to the board.
Well, you can actually cast a Mere Retriever because that's a creature. It's the only spell you can cast, buddy. Might as well cast it. It blocks.
Yep, there we have the Mere Retriever. Probably just pass the turn back over to Myrddin with this Legion from Myrddin.
Another copy of Mox Opal.
Aha.
Sacrifices to the Ravager. Yeah. Play a new one.
Classic affinity play.
Yeah. It's also a classic Ironworks play.
But they get 3 mana out of it, and you just get the 1.
Yeah, so...
So there we have the Master of Ethereum.
Myrddin is once again going to get blocked by his namesake. The Myrddin Retriever. I do love that Myrddin is playing Affinity.
Yes.
I mean, his name is almost Myrddin.
Yeah,
his name is almost Myrddin.
That's just
it's so perfect.
That's just perfect. And you, with a name like that, you can choose a few options. I mean, Affinity is one, but Infect isn't the Infect creatures are also
also
so that was also a good. You have quite a few flavor wins when you have a name like Myrddin.
See if he's gonna sacrifice his Mox Opal to. He might sacrifice his Arcbound Ravager so that the Mere Retriever doesn't die.
Yeah, and then it doesn't get back the other Mere Retriever.
Yeah, I can see doing that. But then there's no Ravager on the board anymore.
No,
I think Alex is happy with that.
Yeah, you might. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blocking going on with that Mere Retriever in play. There we go. And
yeah, Myrddin is opting to do exactly that. He's gonna sacrifice his Ravager so that the Mere Retriever doesn't die.
Leave it in play, yeah.
Ooh, a land for Alex. I think he wants to draw land at this point because now he has a lot of ways. He has a lot of activations for his Aether Grid if he plays it, right?
He has 3 mana to activate it. He needs to tap one of his artifacts to do so. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So that's 2 activations. Yeah. So that's not enough for. Is that enough for the master? Because there's already 3 artifacts in play.
But he can block the master and kill it.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't work if Myrddin draws an artifact though. I think we have a Judge Call over here. I think Alex wants the ruling on. I think that might be a Japanese copy of Master Return, and Alex just wants to know what the card does.
Know the exact oracle text on that bad boy.
Makes sense to me.
It's if I'm correct, it has power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts you control, and gives all your other artifact creatures +1/+1.
Yeah, we're getting confirmation. That's exactly what the question is. He wants to have an English, the English text of Master Return.
There we have a nice oracle text from the judge's phone.
It's the first non-smartphone lock screen that we have seen today, because we have seen a lot of unstable lands, which we have decided are iPhone lock screens.
Yep.
This was an unlocked phone.
And not even an iPhone.
No. Wow. let's not name drop them too much. We already have a good sponsor.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
we
have Ultra Pro now.
We don't need Apple.
Although we wouldn't be opposed to it.
No, of course. If someone from Apple is listening, I mean, give us a call. And there we see the Gearper Ape Grid entering the battlefield with 2 activations, but none of those activations actually kill Myrddin's creatures. So let's see, he adds...
Still the same amount of activations, and you draw a card. I like it.
Yeah, pretty neutral play.
So unless Myrddin draws an artifact right now, Alex can actually block... He's actually still dead right now if he blocks the Master Return, because that is a 5/5 5/5 oh well, there's a
that's
Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
Kill your blocker. How about that?
There you go. You may return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand.
But you will not be blocking this turn.
And I will be taking 1 damage before you do that. But let's just scoop them all up.
Yep.
So Myrddin, with his Myrddin army, takes up a game, takes a game over Alex on Ironworks. That was an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean you saw Myrddin had a much quicker start this time, and he drew a multitude of threats.
Yeah.
A multitude of payoff cards, the Cranial Plating, the Arcbound Ravager, and Edge Champion, and that allowed him to be quick enough for Alex's Aether Grid to not be good enough.
Exactly. So those 2 bigger threats, above 1 toughness threats, just came in just in time for when Alex had the opportunity to play the Aether Grid. Wasn't good enough anymore. So looking at how this game played out, the going wide strategy for Myrddin, just have a quick start with multiple creatures, hopefully backing up with an Arcbound Ravager.
That sounds like the game plan that deck always wants to have.
1 sideboard card for the win.
The Ancient Grudge from the top, yeah.
If he needed it.
Yeah.
Well, any other real threat, payoff, affinity.
Look at these hands, because I
would have been nice.
Myrddin has a pretty decent start.
Yeah, I see the Hope of Gearper.
I see. Oh, yeah, they're both keeping.
Yeah. So a quick game 3 off to the races with a Spire of Industry into his Sphere for Alex, and Darksteel Citadel, Mox Opal, and Ornithopter on the first turn for Myrddin.
What do you do here? Would you go for Cranial Plating or for Vault Scourge and the Hope?
I'd go for the plating.
I think it's going for Hope and Vault Scourge.
If you have a if you have another land to play the next turn,
he does. He
does. Yeah, then this is the correct correct line, because then you can cast and equip the Cranial Plating on the next turn.
Ooh, Alex has kept a 1-lander and he whiffed.
Okay.
Ancient Grudge, Ancient Stirrings gives him a second chance to find a land.
All right.
There it is, another Spire of Industries.
Oh, okay.
Much better than Mox Opal right now, because he doesn't have any artifacts in play. I can imagine him wanting both.
Oh yeah, of course. Ancient Stirrings only allows just the one, as he picks up the Spire of Industry and adding probably a star to the battlefield.
Once again, Alex has an Aether Grid in his hand, but he's quite a way away from casting it.
Yeah. And there's a Springleaf Drum for Myrddin, which is pretty much neutral mana here. So there you see a Springleaf Drum, and then equipping the Cranial Plating to the Vault Scourge, attacking for, let's count with him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 and 9. So this should be an attack of 9, with 8 of them being lifelink.
Whew. That's a very quick start for Myrddin. I think Alex needs to find the answer to the Cranial Plating now.
Yes, very, very soon.
Myrddin's last card is Arcbound Ravager. That would be a backup way if the Cranial
Plating would die, then the Arcbound Ravager would be able to finish it off. And I don't believe Alex is backing anything in his hand to deal with this.
And we know he just put a copy of Abrupt Decay on the bottom of his library because we saw one in the Ancient Turns.
Yes.
So he's not drawing that.
Just 2 left in his top 50.
Yeah.
Probably less. Didn't do the math.
Scrap follow the draw. Oh, on our backup table, Lawrence has once again won his match. He's beating Rix's Dead Shadow again.
Yeah, and we saw Lawrence on the last Open Series in Modern, all the way to the finals.
Yes, he lost the finals to Andy Koman, who's also here today.
Yeah, who's also here today. Yeah, of course, because he won the Modern Open.
Exactly.
Lawrence, our Player of the Year, actually.
Yeah.
Lawrence, our yearly point leader, but not just a point leader.
No, by about a 50-point margin, I think.
By a wide margin, yeah. So as we see, Alex just...
No one came close to, Lawrence
close.
in...
Nowhere close. And just, wow, just a retriever for Alex. And
Alex knows what's up.
Myrddin can...
if Myrddin can play 2 artifacts, he wins the game right now, and he has them in his hand.
Yeah.
He only needs to play 1, because he can activate the Blinkball Nexus as well.
Yeah.
So I think this is it. He's counting to make sure.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see.
Signal Pest.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the Vault Scourge itself is 7. So that's an attack of 7. So it's not quite enough to win.
Oh, he's not quite there?
This turn. No, the Signal Pest was number 8. And he can activate the Blink Moth to go to 9. And the Arcbound Ravager he can play to go to 10. If he can activate the Blink Moth that deals 2 damage and attack with it.
I don't think he can do all of that.
No. So he's going to play the Arcbound Ravager here, as it looks like. Am I counting this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in play. Yeah. So that's 8 now.
And this is slightly more damage in that case.
And adding another damage. So this is an attack for 9.
So Alex gonna have to do something right now. Let's see if he can find one of those turns where he just wins the game.
Yeah. Well, looking at the lands and permanents in play, I don't like his odds.
No, especially since his lands. Well, he's on 2. He's on 1.
Oh.
So only his Rupture Spires are colorless right now.
I was still off.
So Spire of Insight are colorless.
Yep. Cannot cast any colored spell.
Well, he has Chromatic Star to make a colored mana source. To make some colored mana, but I don't think it's likely that this is going to work for him. Yeah.
Yeah, and there we see the handshake for from Alex to Myrddin as the Legion from Myrddin.
I was going to say that the
creatures.
The player named Myrddin has shown his knowledge of artifacts. You know.
Yes, he has. As we bring you back.